What's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But shout out to the collective again. Hey, y'all remember in the last couple videos ago where I said, like, keep your head up, don't let y'all crown fall, right? I had to tell myself that. I had to remind myself that. Because I would say the last 4 or 5 days or so, bro, I've been having people test me. And I've had to be the bigger person and just walk away. When I say that, I mean from adult leagues, people just saying some of the craziest stuff to me where I'm like, wait, bro, what? I gotta check my own energy. Keep my head up and don't vibrate too low. So I had to take the same advice. I don't know what's in the atmosphere lately, but they got people acting a little bit, they got people acting different. So let y'all know, man, I seen y'all say y'all appreciate that, and I appreciate y'all, and I have to stand on what I was giving to y'all know? So that being said, might be a trigger warning or two. I hope not. Y'all know what it is. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go. Y'all see that last one too that just flew by at the end? Damn.
I don't know what's going on in this video. Maybe like we're merging into a different timeline, y'all, because this is weird. This is somewhere in Africa. This guy was walking by these people, and I don't know if these people are in another dimension or they're using some type of cloaking technology. But do you guys see, can you guys see that? You can see shadows of somebody moving, but they're like they're cloaked. They're like another pocket. Some type of dimensional pocket. I remember there was a video of an African gentleman selling some type of cloaking technology, and I'm looking and there's a lot of Africans that have this type of technology, y'all. What, y'all see this? So yeah, I'm looking on TikTok and there's a lot of them that's selling this like it's their job, y'all. I think this was the original video that went viral. Y'all see that he's literally holding some type of cloaking blanket, just like they showed us in Harry Potter, y'all. You can't see them. So do you think that's what's happening in this video over here? Because these people don't even look like they're holding anything. And I know there's a lot of weird things happening on the planet. So is this phone tapping into another frequency? Because they do have different phones out there than us. First the pyramids activating in Egypt, and now some Harry Potter stuff is happening in Africa. But I have a feeling it's gonna get a lot more weird, y'all. Let me know how you guys feel about this video. Let's continue to get it. The shift is here. Peace in.
If that's real and they selling it, I want one immediately.
ये देखो अभी भी धरती पे मौजूद है गणेश जी का वाहन यानी मूसक राज। ये वीडियो ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों को शेयर करो और ऐसी जानकारी के लिए मुझे फॉलो करो।
Baunya.
The toes though. The toes though, bro. I'm not a foot person. You use your feet every day. You walk on your feet, bro. Hell no. Nah, bro. And they like, Spam y'all thoughts and opinions. How y'all feeling off that clip, bro? That shit crazy. I ain't gonna lie. We getting rocking with a bang today. We getting rocking with a bang. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling. But that shit crazy. The feet though, bro. The feet. Lord. That do give me them creepy vibes.
Hold up. So they say they was in space for how long? I'm sorry, but y'all really expect me to believe that this whole space trip took less than 10 minutes? Come on now. Here they go, once again, playing right in our face. And people just eat that shit up. So you mean to tell me they launched these women into space, they unbuckle their seatbelt, get to float around or whatever, look through that tiny ass window, see space, and then make it back down within that time frame that they showed? Nah, I don't think so. But what's wild to me is Blue Origin said that this is a 10-minute mission, but the landing post came back 7 or 8 minutes after launch saying that they welcomed them back. They came back successfully. So something's not adding up. The math is definitely not mathing. And then they want to show us footage from outside the capsule. I want to see the footage from inside the capsule. I want to see them up in space. I want to see them floating around, talking, looking, pointing out that little window, saying, oh my God, we made it. Something. Don't show the outside, show the inside cam. Show when they're going up, when they're up, and when they're coming down. So until I see inside that capsule of all the footage of them going up, coming down, floating around, doing all that, etc., 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 y'all can kiss my... Because I don't believe that shit. I don't believe it.
Hey, we need more proof, man.
Have y'all seen this right here? It looks downright apocalyptic here in the Middle East, in Iraq, and other parts. They are all seeing red, and there's thousands of people going to the hospital because they cannot breathe. And you know I do not believe in coincidences, so I believe that everything happening in the Middle East right now may be bringing this upon them. Because this same exact scene and imagery popped up in New York. You remember? When they were promoting that very demonic, Diabol or whatever. I think it was Diablo or something like that. Whatever. Some demonic game popped up. They were pushing it really hard. And all of a sudden, all of New York was orange and red. This right here is when it first started moving in. And the news was covering it like crazy because it is way worse than they ever have it. We'll get to the heads buried in the sand, good pun, later. And this is another scene that was caught around the Middle East. It was everywhere, just all red. And to prove that these waves of color in sand are not coincidental, when the same thing in New York happened again, they said it was the Canada fires that were causing it, but then we were able to see live images of Canada from that same time, and there was no fire. So what really caused it to be red in New York?
Come on, dude, it's always red.
Are you serious? Do you not see this? People will always deliberately ignore all the signs until that door closes.
What y'all think caused it?
I want y'all to know how this earth used to be and how it's going to be pretty soon. Yeah, we doing it, exposing Avatar.
Because it definitely was a documentary on how this planet actually used to be and the people. In this land, they found so many new organisms, beings, trees, all types of advanced psychological things happening on this planet. Mainly because they wanted to colonize and obtain resources that would make them rich. And they seem to have dressed to African clothing. Now the Navi people were very, very tall. And so was nature, all the trees, everything was literally lit. There's the same thing about giants on Earth, 8 to 10 feet people living and walking around in the past. Taller than the regular humans. Because who was these steps for? I'm not just making this up. Also in the movie there were big, tall, giant trees. You know, on Earth, the mountains that look like they cut off trees. Now, in this movie, they was willing to do whatever, knocking down sacred trees, doing all types of things that hurt the planet and the Earth and everything that was connected to it. Sound familiar? Now, all around the planet, there are these tall people on the walls, and they call them gods and giants and all types of things. What if all of these advanced beings who are called gods in different religions were just highly advanced beings in the past? And in the past, these people who are saying them call them gods. DNA is capable of. So these humans want what these highly intelligent beings have. So they invaded and took advantage of the people.
A normal day in nothing.
So my people in Australia, do y'all really experience stuff like this? I can see the kangaroos, because I know y'all got kangaroos there, but like, this last clip, something wiggling on the floor. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't that a beaver behind the couch? Like, the spiders, they be getting in your house? Like, all that, was all this true? What's real, what's fake? I'm curious. Let me know. Was he giving up the game?
This man was attacked by elves in the woods and got it all on camera. Watch this, y'all. You can clearly see little creatures attacking this man out of nowhere. This man is so scared for his life. And they're everywhere. They're all around him. This man narrowly survived a duende's attack. I believe duende means elf in Spanish, and they will harass you to no end. He was very lucky to find elevation in the trees where these creatures are vertically challenged. He might not be so lucky next time. It's scary enough to get attacked by one, let alone a whole pack. Let me know if you or someone you know has ever had an interaction with one of these creatures, or any supernatural creature at all. As always, thank you for watching. Until next time, stay weird.
That's my second time watching that. I'm still not sure if it's real.
Himalayan salt is giant's blood. Himalayan in the mountain. Which is why when you bring Himalayan salt onto a plane or bring it past customs, the airport detectors detect the radiation inside of the pink salt. They're going to check your bag. This is the prophecy of iron being mixed into clay, aka heavy metals, being mixed into you, because that pink salt is full of heavy metals. This is why an organic qualified salt is so important to avoid the heavy metals. which is why we have an organic qualified salt just for y'all with the trace mineral test from a third party. Remember, if they don't have a lab test to prove that their salt is clean, then their salt probably isn't clean. Even if it's labeled or titled as Celtic salt, it doesn't mean it's clean. As a matter of fact, 9 out of 10 salts available on the market are all full of heavy metals, and the latest research and tests that they did has shown that all these salts are basically full of heavy metal. Remember, the French Cardiac Heart Association tells us to eat 5 to 10 grams worth of salt a day in order to meet the body's magnesium requirements. You don't want to be eating 5 to 10 grams worth of a salt that's full of heavy metal. Instead, you want to be eating 5 to 10 grams worth of salt that's an organic qualified salt. So it's why we have the world's best salt for you available at jacobslink. As well as the Bible Health book.
It is the highest high, and it is surrender.
The highest high? Surely she's not talking about space, right? Because we've gone much allegedly farther. Surrender? What were they surrendering to? Buckle your seatbelts because we're going to space too. The space that they went to. Just wait. Did you know that last night the whole world collectively had the same exact thought pattern? I don't know why, but I have a feeling this is not going to end well. I have a bad feeling about this one. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? What if this does not go as planned? But it did. I have a bad feeling about this. 75% chance the rocket is no more. I don't know why, but I'm getting Challenger 2.0 vibes. And thinking about it might make it happen. That's the trippy part. Do you think that everybody was collectively wrong at the same time and that everyone's intuition was wrong? Or perhaps they were meeting some spiritual entity in the sky, so ominous to the point where they had to kiss the ground where they returned. Let's start here. We all know what the rocket is shaped like. Lesson 1, all dark ritual magic has to do with that same kind of function as the rocket was looking. Think of the Red Hot Chili Peppers album. Sugar, magic, yeah, I skipped 2 words.
It is the highest high, and it is surrender to the unknown, trust, and this whole journey is not just about going to space.
Surrendering to the unknown, not just about going to space? I guarantee you that they met some entity they had been worshiping for a long time. And maybe through the ritual and all the things and all the pieces coming together, that entity was able to manifest physically. And maybe, just maybe, this manifestation was actually felt on Earth as a 5.6 earthquake in California. Yep, just not too long after the landing. There's not one thing on this Earth that's random. The design and the shape, the words used, even the natural disasters. And by the way, this whole thing is entertainment. I'm just being stupid.
Is that too far of a reach? Or would y'all agree?
Thousands of people believe that there are portals in the Walmart parking lots. They've reported seeing strange creatures and have had unexplainable glitch in the reality types of moments. Creator Yaya's World claims to have seen a creepy lady with a smile. She was in the parking lot with her daughter and saw a strange woman whose smile stretched all the way across her face. They both looked at each other, and when they looked back up, the woman was gone. That's when she received almost 5,000 comments full of other stories. People are saying that the energy is dark. Some people in there look soulless if you really pay attention. I feel like no matter what Walmart I go to in any city or state, I promise I see the same people every time. I get extremely tired when I go into Walmart. This person says Walmart has underground tunnels where they are trafficking people, and reminds everybody of the missing children posters in Walmart. Apparently South Park also made an episode about these weird Walmart vibes, and this person has been a spiritualist for 19 years and says that Walmart is full of demons. Walmart is the only place where I feel like I'm being followed, or I keep bumping into the same people, and time is never right. I disassociate so bad in Walmart. Everything feels fake. I never know how to explain it. A girl said she saw herself and her kids from 10 years ago in Walmart, and there was a third kid there, but she only had 2 kids, so she believes that it was her son that she miscarried. Many people experience time distortions, like feeling like you're losing track of time or time is moving too fast or slow. They reference people frozen in time or duplicated, like a loop effect. People describe the store's energy as a dungeon-like place, and it's soulless. People are also very suspicious about the layout, like how secluded the children's aisle is. Tati shares a story where she was working the night shift at 3 a.m. The parking lot was completely empty, and then 3 strange women appeared. One mysteriously knew her name even though she wasn't wearing her employee ID, so she immediately tried to hide, but they found her and they started laughing eerily. She felt a very strong sense of danger and fled. And the store had previously been staffed, but now that location is practically empty and can never keep employees. Afterwards, she said she experienced whispers, laughing from the back seat, sleep paralysis, and nightmares for days. Let me know if you think this is just Walmart being Walmart, or if you think it's maybe haunted. Longer freaky videos over here.
Okay. Now, I brought this up a couple times in a couple videos when I said, bro, why is Walmart's energy is always the most weirdest people in there? You can go to the Walmart's in nice neighborhoods, you can go to Walmart's in the hood. You can get the same energy. And some of y'all said the same thing. And it's like, bro, I never thought of it from this perspective. And that's way too many people who seeing or experiencing the same type of shit. That's crazy to me. But I also feel like the Walmarts are different than they were in like the 90s. In the 90s, they were like more of a store, if that made sense. Now, it feels different. It truly does. It does feel different. I never bump into the same people over and over and over. A lot of those things I didn't have, but I could see it. But the dark energy, that's for sure, bro. That's for sure. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the Walmarts. Y'all let me know.
God is sending us a message, you know, and it's a fascinating 1-2 punch we've had so far. The Lord knows where we're headed, and only God knows where we're headed. So we're being forced to deal with powers higher than ourselves, whether we like it or not. We better open our eyes and look at the reality of what's going on. This Amen. It's not a joke.
Teenage girls are getting after responding to job listings on Indeed. Allegedly, this has happened to 17 people in Atlanta, Georgia. They applied to job interviews, they got scheduled through Indeed, they got to the job interview, and they were never heard from again. And something creepy about this to me is these are all warehouse positions. So they're showing up to these warehouses and then they're going missing. Indeed has yet to comment. No mainstream media outlets are reporting this, but people are talking about it on TikTok and sharing that their family or their loved ones, like some of them have gone missing. There are a lot of job scams. Making videos is my job. I'm not looking for a job. I'm not on a job website, but I get texts like this on the regular. And a lot of times when you fill out a job application, they make you leave your phone number. So you could naturally think like, I filled out 20 applications today. Maybe this is one texting me now. I don't remember. If you filled out like as many applications as you can in one day, if you get a text and they say like, we got your resume, I feel like you would naturally assume it was from a job you applied to. So that's why it's really important to double check that you actually applied to these jobs. Indeed has been getting accused of being a hub for scams. But also a warehouse job to lure in teenage girls feels a little strange to me. I don't feel like that's where they'd naturally apply, especially in like Georgia. I feel like warehouse jobs are usually like for older people because they have like equipment and stuff in them. And most teenage girls are like working at the mall. But why would they even want a teenage girl as a warehouse? Like, why would they be like, oh, we should have a 15-year-old in here? What? But these scams have been flagged and reported to the Better Business Bureau, and hopefully this will stop. But unfortunately, things like this happen every day. It's really scary. It's really sad. And I hope someone finds these poor girls. Come over here for longer freaky content.
Damn, that remind me of that whole eBay thing they had going.
Hey y'all, they really got fake mountains out here. On the outside it looks like a mountain, but on the inside it's made out of wood. If they ever get a termite infestation, this whole mountain will crumble.
33 is when they started monetizing us and pledging us as collateral for the debt. Now, to register, the word register means to abandon. And when you register a car or a birth or a house, you're giving it to the government. You're giving your legal title to the government, and you only retain equitable title, which means that you have the use of that property. The government allows you to use it, thinking that you own it. Clear evidence of this is anyone who owns a house, look at their mortgage, and you're referred to as the tenant. Not the owner, the tenant. So if you think you own your house, you're mistaken. Same with your car. The reason why they can impound your car is because you registered it, and under maritime admiralty salvage laws, they come along and they adopt it. In the case of the birth registry, they adopt the abandoned child.
That's crazy. When I was an underwriter, mortgages do say tenants on it. that too far of a reach?
Y'all, why y'all hundreds of squirrels invading Santa Monica Beach right now, y'all? This is not normal. It's so not normal that the people are asking that if the guy who's recording brought the squirrels over with him. My wife is also from around that area, and she says this is not natural. So what is going on? We just had a pink supermoon last night, and now a whole bunch of squirrels just invade Santa Monica.
No. Why is there so many? Have you seen anything like that?
So Santa Monica isn't known for squirrel takeover, so what's really going on? And then again, the people are looking confused like they've never seen so many squirrels we know before. When we see these many animals come together in one spot, especially in places that they do not frequent, this is a sign that the nature is talking right now, y'all. And why are they not afraid? Yo, they're not even, that's crazy. They're just running around him. They're just running around him, y'all. Y'all remember that man out with the California to warn people of the things to come? What if the squirrels are doing the same thing? Because a whole bunch of them in one place, right? Because what do squirrels represent? Preparedness, resourcefulness, right? They represent changes in nature. They got a rhythm going. So what if this is a deeper message for the people? Just saying right now, because animals feel shifts in vibration in nature more than anybody. And over there is really jumping right now, especially in that Pacific Ring of Fire over there. So let me know what you guys think about this video, y'all. Nature speaks. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let's continue to get it, y'all. Peace.
And prayers to San Diego. I know y'all got hit with that 6.7. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was like a couple days ago. I can't post. I'm not going to attempt to post that. I attempted to post a lot of the footage from that 7.7 they had in Asia not too long ago. Got in trouble for it, so I'm not even gonna bring that one to here. But that's what it is. That did happen. I'm not gonna breeze over it. Prayers to anybody in SoCal who was affected by that, man. Y'all think that was a message? I'm not sure if that happened before or if that's happened after, but I think more earthquakes are coming. Y'all let me know. For entertainment purposes, though.
Trump just made a speech about deporting U.S. citizens. Now they are saying on April 20th there will be martial law. What the f***? It seems like things are happening so fast that people can't even think. This is designed on purpose. They don't want you to think because a thinking man or a thinking woman can figure things out. If they keep you distracted over and over, we can't think. I find it real weird that the people that stole this country is trying to deport other people. Y'all don't even belong here. Did we forget about Christopher Columbus and what really happened? If you go and read Agenda 2025, you should already know what's about to take place. We are about to be dealing with a dictator. Dictators free themselves and enslave other people. There's too many people waking up in this country, so they're trying to deport us. Think about it. They don't want people to think. They want people to work. Once you step back and look at the world, things will start to make sense. To build up America, now there's no need for us because they have artificial intelligence to build up America. It's crazy. People that control this country, colonizers, they go from place to place, planet to planet, country to country, state to state, to take over everything. There's something else that kind of work like that. It's known as a virus, a parasite. Yes, the people that control this shit, so-called control it, parasites. They go from different hosts, stealing energy because they don't have energy. So many people sitting around waiting for martial law to take place. Martial law already took place. We don't have law and we don't have free will. We have illusions of choices they gave us. Democrat, Republican, this school or that school, that job or that job, that health plan or that health plan, this president or that president. We don't have no freedom. Once again, we are living within the snake year. Every time there's a snake year, something bad takes place. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, go research it. Mind-blowing. In 1929, we had the Great Depression. It's almost a 100-year anniversary. Think about it. I'm not saying this is going to take place, but follow the breadcrumbs. This is something we must understand. When I look at you, I see a spirit or a person, but when they look at us, they see a business or cargo. When I see you, I see someone that have a spiritual purpose. When they see you, they look at work labor. These people don't give a shit about us, and they tell us all the time. I hear so many people say, wait, this can't happen. They can't deport us. Wait, this can't happen. It can't be no martial law. Did you forget what happened in 2020? If they can lock the world down, what else can they do? I just find it real crazy that a group of people from another country came over here to steal another country is now giving laws about people that's already living in this country. How the hell can you make laws if you break every law that you make? The real question is, why do we keep following their laws? If you want to know more about these topics, check out my ebook. The link is in my...
And he asking a lot of the greatest questions, man.
What do you mean someone got clear footage of a triangular building from Area 51 and it looks like a new monolith just dropped? One day ago, someone was able to access the space over Area 51 using a satellite, and they came up with the most outrageous picture of a massive monolith I think we will ever see. I'm calling it a monolith because that is what that looks like. And if you know anything about last year, they found so many monoliths in the desert, and look at how tall this is. Everyone's saying, how can you get this picture? You're not allowed to fly over Area 51. Someone quite literally used a satellite to get this image. They're calling them eye-eagled users on the internet, and they have spotted this triangular tower located in Area 51, and this is on Google Earth. They're reporting that this actually is a triangular tower in Area 51, which is a military base deep in the Nevada desert. We all know what that is, and that is highly classified. The fact that nothing is surrounding this one large monolith, I'm gonna call it a monolith, I'm sorry, has me believing that Area 51 is actually underground like most people first thought it was. Imagine the shit under here. Imagine. And as you can see, there is proof that this video is from the Nevada desert where Area 51 is. Everything that is going on with politics, the geopolitical tension, AI, I really think this is where we need to figure out what is there. Like, this is the base for a lot of things that are coinciding within our geopolitical environment. Aliens have been here and trying to communicate, and after seeing the video in Russia where they're literally shooting at something that looks like an alien craft and it goes silent, I think aliens are trying to tell us where they are 100%. Because before you could not access this, and all of a sudden you can. They're trying to tell us to come get them so they can save the planet.
They placed it against their temples, and within seconds, their eyes glazed over. The Nubin, a sleek device pressed to the side of the head, has become TikTok's latest fixation. Once switched on, users can dive into games, chat telepathically, and some even claim to witness glimpses of the future. No screens, no phones. Everything unfolds inside your mind. People say they've heard whispers, watched their own weddings, or met parallel versions of themselves. One person described playing a game for 18 hours straight without ever moving, just thinking. Another swears he got a mental ad for a drink he didn't know existed. Some users even report seeing their own funerals during a level 6 Nubin cutscene. The company insists it's all safe, yet side effects are surfacing. Headaches, disorientation, memory gaps, even mind breaches. Once inside, the lines blur. Are you still playing, or has the game become you? Attempts to rip it off have failed. Nubin murmurs in their minds, stay a bit longer. You either place it on your head, or run before it finds you.
Now look, I seen some comments again just recently, and I said, okay, so the comment said it's fake. It was for a TV show. It's fake. It was just for a TV show. And I said in that video, people have said that. And even if it is fake, where do they get their ideas from? And before they actually do something, what do? They give it to us first in TV. So whether it's fake, it has a possibility to become reality if it isn't already. Can you think from that perspective, please? Please. Because when I said that in the last video, I still got a comment of somebody saying it's fake. And I had just said, bro, you know what? We need those people. We need those people because those people teach us where not to go. But it's like, if we're gonna have those conversations with individuals like that, can you just think for a second? For a second, can you listen? Can you listen to understand or understand rather than listening to disagree? That's the only thing I challenge. I challenge individuals like that who, if I'm gonna have that conversation and I'm gonna engage in that and give my energy to that, please, that's all I ask. And I just sit back and be like, damn, bro, I think it's real. I think they just putting it in TV as entertainment to give people the perception that it's something you can use or something that you can be comfortable with or it's not harmful. Me personally, I don't want nothing having that much control over me, making my eyes go on. Yeah, I'm straight, bro. I'm straight. I'm thinking you're going to open some doors up that you can't close when you come back to this realm.
Something is definitely not adding up. And I'm going to be the one to say it. Somebody got to be lying. I was watching the live footage from when the capsule came from space. Y'all going to see it too. But somebody that was in the capsule opened the door, opened the hatch from inside the capsule, y'all. So when the door opened from the capsule, a lady that was standing by Jeff Bezos ran over to the door and said something, probably like, don't do that. You can't do that. It's showing. Don't open it. Don't open it. But it was already too late, y'all. It was on live feed. But you know, they still had to try to play it off somehow. So the people from the live crew that was talking was like, Jeff Bezos is about to open the door from the outside. He about to open the hatch. And then Jeff Bezos went over there with some little key or whatever. And then he act like he was opening the door when we all just seen that the door opened from the inside. That's not supposed to happen. You cannot open that capsule from the inside. It's pressurized. It's closed from the outside and locked and sealed. So how did they open it? Somebody on that jump opened it. So you mean to tell me they got blasted up in space, they did their little space shit, then they came back down falling probably like 700 miles an hour to hit the floor and for one of them to unbuckle their seat and open the door from the inside? So it was never sealed? Am I missing something?
They're lying pretty much.
How did I? I had a kid. And I learned what love was. My perspective of love was wrong. Very, very wrong. And when I saw my son be born, which was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me. Which it was. It wasn't that probably it was. I looked at, if I died right now, would my son be proud of the man I am? And I didn't like the answer. You know what I mean? I didn't like it. I don't want my son to endure anything I went through. I don't want my son to not know that change can happen. I want my son to know I changed because of him. And I did it for myself more than anything, but he was a catalyst. You know what I mean? That beautiful boy. And he taught me how to love properly. Straight up. Thank you. I appreciate it. He taught me how to love properly. He told me love wasn't. He told me how not to live for myself no more. You know, a lot of us do what we want to do because we want to do it. And we never think about who it affects. You know? There's things I did in my 20s that affected my son being born when I was 34. You know what I mean? A ripple effect. I wasn't be able to provide for him the way I wish I could. Now I'm trying to. But it's not about, my son doesn't care about how much money I got. You know? My son doesn't care. My boy Patrick sent me money. We went and had pizza yesterday. Thank you, Patrick. You know what I mean? I know you don't want no credit for that, but like, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything. And I feel like because of my past, there's times I don't deserve this. I don't. You know what I mean? Because
on that note, I want to hear y'all. What got y'all to wake up? What got y'all to wake up? Like what put y'all on the journey that y'all on right now? What got y'all thinking differently to the point to where y'all thinking right now? I'm curious, because for me, I was already like, I can't, since I've been here, I always felt like I was a little bit different. Like I felt like I seen life differently. It was things I was repeating to my mom as a little boy, and used to freak her out. And she used to be like, stop saying that. My granny used to say I was going to be a preacher, because I was always talking about God and the Bible as a kid. It is what it is. I'm on my path. But when I really locked in was like 2023, and I was teaching, and I asked myself, if something was to happen to me, I know that I still got all this work that I've already put in. Them 4 videos every smooth 7, y'all always gonna have a hell of a lot to go back to. To always go back and grab something from it, something new every time you go back to it. I wanted something bigger than myself, and I don't have kids yet, so I was doing it for the world, for the youth, for future generations ahead. And I was like, what can I do that if I'm no longer here, what legacy will I leave? Will it be positive? Will it be negative? Will it be nothing? And I wanted it to be positive. And y'all see where we going. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, man. I want to hear how we got y'all on y'all journey. What woke y'all up? Shout out to Toxic with True Reality too, my guy.
Black Cube, better known as the Saturn Death Cult. The global elite worships the dark side of the planet Saturn and uses occult symbols in modern institutions, and it's been going on since creation. Basically started with the fallen angels, and it all revolves around the god Saturn. But this god Saturn is also the god Baal, the god Molech,
oh gosh,
and is prevalent in basically every ancient and modern satanic.
Saturn is Satan.
They think it translates from Satan, the astrology Capricorn, which is the primary thing in that is Saturn, which is a goat. The black cube, I'm like, where's the black cube coming into this? There's like this dark spot on the top of Saturn that is in the shape of a hexagon. And if you take the hexagon and you make it a 3-dimensional, it makes a cube. What was crazy is that if you go to basically any major financial district, they all have a monument of a black cube.
No way.
They believe that worship of it is that they're able to tap into this realm or this deity to be able to enslave the masses.
So I came to my room to discover the ocean is missing. It was definitely here last night. It was definitely right here. Look, you can see where it used to be. That's the like the barriers, the buoys. And yeah, it was definitely here last night. So if anyone wants to just let me know where the ocean went, that'd be much appreciated.
For future reference, run, because that water coming back, bro.
This is Monument Valley on the corner of Utah and Arizona, United States. Now, if you notice, these are cut blocks in the ground. And I've been trying to tell y'all that ancient people had technology that they don't tell us about. So how did these blocks happen naturally? I know there's going to be someone that drops in the comments and defends the Matrix programming to try to explain how this is natural. These cuts, look at that cut. Look at these cuts all throughout the land here. You can see it's pre-cut. Y'all are seeing what I'm seeing, right? These cuts, it starts at the edge and then it goes all the way through here, even down up in here. And on the right side where my finger you can't see my finger, but over there too. This looks like somebody took a pizza cutter and just pre-sliced the pizza. So you just grab your piece. That's what that looks like. This is pre-flood. The reason why we know it's pre-flood is because there are fossilized sea creatures all up in this whole area on these rocks, these cubes and stuff. So they were building something back then. And then the flood came. And this is the evidence. This is not natural. This is not natural. Okay, let's continue. We wouldn't even know about this unless this independent guy found this stuff. This is a cube. Look at those dimensions. Right angles. How did they do this? How did they do this? How did they cut the earth like that? Laser technology, people. I'm trying to tell you, ancient people had mad tech. And we're impressed with the iPhone. Okay? They cut the earth like this. And it's like, what were they building? Stuff like the pyramids and stuff like monoliths is what they were building. So what is the point of this video? The point of this video is to get you to question the mainstream information and question what you're being told. Because they conveniently forgot to tell us about this in school. They skipped that part. All right? Intelligent human beings, probably with the Nephilim giants, were cutting these blocks out to build monoliths and temples and all kinds of stuff back in the day. But they didn't tell us about this. Why? Why are they hiding that? Question what you're being told. My natural position, if I hear some major story, oh, you know, something happened and it was caused by this, I immediately doubt the cause. I immediately doubt the reason as to why it happened. Okay? And they're going to tell you that the pyramids were built by hand chiseling rocks out of the mountainside, perfect cubes, to build the pyramids and stuff like that. No, they used technology like lasers, and who knows how they hoisted these up. They probably had some anti-gravity stuff. We don't know because they won't tell us.
For me, I'm gonna go ahead and say, that maybe we were so intelligent because I feel like we did work with giants, and I also feel like we worked with the extraterrestrials or alien groups, whatever you want to say, whichever ones you want to go ahead and mention. I think that's what it was. I think that we have worked with we were working together once upon a time. Something didn't work, something fell through, and somebody didn't get along, and we where we at now. That's what I feel like. And I also feel like we come from a certain alien group or certain extraterrestrials, and that's why they were here to help us. But something along the line went wrong. I don't know how, I don't know why exactly. A lot of people are going to have many different opinions towards that or answers and say, oh, it's this, it's that. None of us will actually know for sure because there's so much shit out here. But y'all let me know that shit ain't natural. I would agree with that. It ain't natural at all.
ใหญ่เลยน่าจะติดที่อะไรแล้วก็ตายจมน้ำตายอันนี้น่าจะแค่ครึ่งท่อนหลังนะตัวอะไรครับเนี่ยอนาคอนดาใช่ไหมตรงปากทางเข้าแยกฮอนด้าจะเข้าวังปลาหมอนะครับน่าจะครึ่งท่อนหลังหัวไม่รู้อยู่ไหน
Why does it look like it's not moving, bro? It looks fake lightweight.
Why don't y'all take a look at that sign up there? See what it says? I'm talking about the message, what it stands for. It's called gentrification. You listening? Yeah. You have to think, young brother, about your future.
I'm going to give you all the playbook on gentrification. Let's get into it. See, gentrification isn't just about white folks moving into the neighborhood and raising the rent. That's the surface stuff. See, the real game starts long before that. Gentrification takes time, but when it hits hard. First, they let the hood fall apart. The schools get underfunded. Businesses that used to serve the community start to close down, and crime goes up. When you take away jobs and education, people got to find a way to eat. They start robbing and shooting and killing each other, as if each other's the enemy. The police presence increases. But not to protect, it's to patrol and control. Then they let the property value drop even more. More foreclosures, more for sale signs, more abandoned buildings.
Trapping out the house with the boys on the windows.
See, the same banks that once denied black homeowners loans to buy or fix up homes are now waiting to scoop up entire blocks for dirt cheap. That's how it's done. Developers start looking at the land, not the people. What about the people? They bring in new investors, but they ain't investing into the people who live there. New businesses pop up, but they're not for the ones who's been there. Coffee shops, boutiques, dog parks, all of this beauty. Things that signal the demographic is about to shift. Rent goes up, property taxes rise, and now the same people who've lived there for generations can't afford to stay. What they do in the hood, the systemic approach, gentrification. See, it's not an accident. It's a well thought out process.
Why is it that there's a gun shop on almost every corner in this community? For the same reason that there's a liquor store on almost every corner in the black community. Why? They want us to kill ourselves. You go out to Beverly Hills, you don't see that shit.
That's called placement. It's economic warfare. They create conditions where a community can't thrive. They exploit those conditions to make it cheap. And crime statistics make it easier to justify buying people out of their homes for pennies. Then they make it attractive to the outsiders. It's the next hot real estate market. And let's be clear, this isn't just happening in LA back in the day like in Boys in the Hood. This is happening in every place you go to. Detroit, Chicago, New York, Miami, Tampa Bay, Atlanta, DC, Houston, everywhere. The big question is, who benefits from gentrification? The banks win because they get to resell the same properties at a premium price.
To bring the property value down. They can buy the land at a lower price. Then they move all the people out, raise the property value, and sell it at a profit.
The city wins because they can collect more tax revenue. The police win because they can justify increased policing and surveillance during the transition period. The people who built the neighborhood, who put culture and history and identity into those streets, they get pushed out, forced to move further out into undeveloped, undesirable areas. How do we stop this cycle? Ownership is power. Stop trying to buy the damn Lambo and buy the damn building.
Now what we need to do is we need to keep everything in our neighborhood, everything, black. Black owned with black money.
Support local businesses. Change will come in, but if you keep your money circulating in the community, you can give it value before someone else does.
Ain't nobody from outside bringing down the property value. It's these folks shooting each other and selling that crack rock and shit.
I'm a homeowner. I'm not about to let you drop my property value because you want to come around on some bullshit. I'll call the police.
I've been caught just like this. Yana, he killed that. Shot him in the head full time, kicked him in the face. I tried to call you, but the line was busy.
That's right. Be aware. Demand better policies. Cities make these changes because of money and votes. If communities organize and push back, they can't just move in unchecked. Like Doughboy said,
either they don't know, don't show, or don't care about what's going on in the hood.
But now we do know. The question is, what are we going to do about it? Ownership is key.
Damn, man, you know, Furious is deep.
One of my favorite movies, man. One of my favorite movies. But I want to go ahead and say, when you living in the hood, it's not just one, it's not just people that look a certain way. Trust me. I got Asian homies that I grew up with. I got Mexican homies that I grew up with. So, I mean, it's like, yeah, I got homies of all ethnicities. So, and that was from growing up in the hood. So it's not just that I get what I know what the movie was saying, because I know somebody gonna feel some type of way. Let's just keep it respectful here. Let's minus what we heard in the video. Let's keep it all respectful. All of us sometimes. Let's just say the lower class or the middle class. We all in the same boat. That's how they take over our communities. So we do have to own our land. We do have to get we have to own what we have to go back into ownership. We have to go back into ownership. And I would agree with that. It's a whole process. And that's why I said when I was working in the mortgage field and I was underwriting, bro, this shit is a scam. It's a scam, bro. It's a scam. I agree with that clip. This shit crazy. How y'all feel though? How y'all feel? I just say, like, we need to go back into ownership. Simple. Simple. It's going to require a little bit more hard work, but it pay off in the long run. Let me know how y'all feeling. No, he wasn't feeling that. He knew Mike would have snatched her.
What we need is Alexandria's Royal Library, the largest collection of knowledge from the ancient world.
The library that burned down thousands of years ago?
Ah, so we have a history buff. And then of course you know that the fire was only a cover, a way to hide the library's most important secrets. Welcome to Serapeum 2, the Royal Library of Alexandria. The Lemurian section is down here, and this isn't all of it. The best stuff is stuck behind that door. They say it was locked by the Lemurians themselves. Lovely locks. It seems you're officially Lemurian. Nice one, Fisk. Just focus on the light, Fiskerton. Focus on the light.
What did Will Smith really mean to tell us?
Y'all, we out here on vacation in the Bahamas. Another beautiful day. Check it out. Check it out. Boom. I want to talk to y'all for a minute about the power of perception. You see, there's a lot that goes in to being a hot social media content provider. For instance, y'all think I got time to go on vacation? No. I got social to do. Come on, man, this is blue screen. In fact, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I haven't looked like this good in years. I've been totally computer generated since like the 90s. You know what? This ain't even real blue screen. It's 2019, y'all. Nothing's real.
Y'all remember when we did that video? Y'all remember that clip? Bro, that was early on in the channel. I actually enjoy seeing old stuff again, like stuff that I forgot about. I think he was telling us the truth. I think it was truth in plain sight, like right in our face. If you take it, if you don't, hey, I feel like it's more so like it was right in our face. He gave it to us right there. How y'all feel though? What y'all thinking? Was he telling the truth or was he just playing around? For entertainment purposes.
What's up, y'all? So we back with another creepy celebrity conspiracy theory, and this conspiracy centers around the death of Matthew Perry, aka Chandler Bing. And I really don't know how I feel about this one, because to me, the scariest conspiracy theories are the ones that make sense, and this one makes sense. So let's get into it. Oh, and wait to the end to see how Doja Cat is involved. Alright, so on October 28th, Matthew Perry unfortunately passed away at age 54 from drowning in his pool. And a lot of these conspiracies came about due to the various posts on Instagram that Matthew was making leading up to his passing. So back in 2022, Matthew Perry released his memoir, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. And allegedly in this memoir, he stated that if he was ever in any trouble, he would send off the bat signal. Now, Matthew Perry has always been obsessed with Batman, so it wasn't weird him referring to himself as Matman like he's always done. The weird part came into play when the last 7 posts on his Instagram were various images of the bat signal. Now, among those final posts he made on Instagram, he posted a video of him placing 3 cranberries on a table with the caption, "This is what I've eaten today, I'm Matman." Now, the conspiracy states that video to his Instagram, and I have chills now, but he posted another video and it was of the moon with the caption, "Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?" Y'all, this really scary as Matthew Perry's last post on his Instagram was of him in his pool with a clear view of the moon. And the moon is significant because he passed away on the night that there was a full moon with the partial eclipse, aka the Hunter's Moon. So the conspiracy states that this could have been a full moon, and I don't even want to say the word, but y'all know what I'm talking about. So on to Doja Cat. So back in September, in preparation to the release of her single Demons, she posted a promo video on TikTok. And in this video, she was in the Demons costume that she had on in her Demons music video, but she was on the Friends set, the iconic intro where they had the couch and the fountain. And the word Demons was spelled out like the Friends logo with the dots in between each letter, but noticeably there was one dot missing in between the D and the E. Now, the conspiracy states that this could have been a hint that something was going to happen to one of the members of the Friends cast. Now, I don't really know because I don't really get the Doja Cat connection to all of this, but let me know what y'all think. Was all his Instagram posts and the Batman tie-ins and the Doja Cat stuff, was all that just a coincidence, or is there some meaning to it? Let me know what y'all think.
Okay, explain this to me. How does a world-famous musician die, then a year later an actor appears on the scene with the exact same symmetry to his face? Not only that, they've got literally some of the same birthmarks and an eerie same voice. They both share a love for the colour purple, and here's Morgan Freeman, even dressed as Jimi Hendrix. How ironic. Coincidence? Maybe, but the maths just ain't mathing. So let's break this down. Jimi Hendrix, one of the greatest guitarists to ever lived, allegedly died in 1970 at the young age of 27 years old. Then Morgan Freeman, who literally had 0 film credits before Jimi Hendrix died, started starring in Hollywood movies. He rolled up into Hollywood looking like Jimi Hendrix has just started a new career and was ready for action. They literally have the same teeth line, the same face symmetry. His career ended and his career started. They look like the exact same person. This is a 1 in a million chance. But hey, I'm sure it's just a wacky coincidence, right? Now, before anyone gets all worked up, relax. This is just a fun little experiment for entertainment purposes. Obviously, I don't believe anything that comes out of my mouth. Now let's keep on going because it gets even weirder. Now, if you've ever listened to Jimi Hendrix in an interview, close your eyes and just think of Morgan Freeman. You can literally hear the same person. If anyone in the comments has ever done this or saw a video of this happening, please pop a comment and give me your thoughts, because I know that you can hear the exact same person. Now, scientifically, faces and voices can be similar, but it's a 1 in a billion chance to have the same voice, the same face, the same nose, the same teeth, and coincidentally have one career end and the other one start. Jimmy, Morgan. Now, I'm not saying that this person is the other person. I'm just saying that the coincidences are completely through the roof. And if I was to bet on it, I'd stay well away from the odds. Much love. I'm as fictional as a dinosaur, baby.
That's a new rabbit hole for me, because I never even thought of that before.
You may have heard the conspiracy theory that Marilyn Monroe was by the Kennedy family, so here's the full tea on the rumor and why people think that. We're supposed to believe that Marilyn Monroe died of a seemingly purposeful overdose of barbiturates, aka sleeping pills. It was known she had a slight addiction to prescription pills and poor mental health, so it was written off as purposeful. But friends and family don't believe that. She was in high spirits, her career was skyrocketing, and she was so excited and planning to see multiple people that week to talk about the future. There was no water glass or anything for her to take such pills in her room, and the coroner found no barbiturate residue in her stomach, which would have been there if she ingested them. Since then, it's come out that the detective that was first on the scene that night was adamant that she was likely injected with a lethal dose of barbiturates by someone who she trusted. Also, since then, the coroner who performed her autopsy said that he was forced to sign an autopsy report that he did not write up. Prior to her death, it was highly speculated that Marilyn was having an affair with married President JFK, and then afterwards his brother married Attorney General Robert Kennedy. Marilyn got attached to specifically Robert, and when he told her he won't leave his wife for her, she got messy.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. The way you deal with U.S. Steel and our problems
JFK saw this sensual version of Happy Birthday as Marilyn trying to blow the cover of the brothers' romances with her. He was very upset, and his wife was very upset, so both Robert and JFK cut her off completely. She was allegedly so sad that both brothers cut her off that she threatened to expose both affairs, so to protect the perfect Kennedy image, they had her killed. It was an organized setup, and they had her housekeeper Eunice inject her. Eunice literally fled the country after her death. Eunice said she found her at 12:30 but didn't call the police till 3 a.m. In that time, they were probably making it look like an overdose. I'm gonna share the craziest piece of evidence, but before I do, make sure you follow so you finally know the craziest conspiracy theories about each of these celebrities and request which conspiracy theory you want to see next. Vanity Fair shared that Marilyn wrote in a diary that she was afraid certain members of the Kennedy family would kill her.
She was doing a lot, bro. That shit gets sticky.
98% of why our people don't get with nothing because they're scared of going to hell. And they're dealing with behavior. And the behavior has got them so severely locked into fear until it is retarding and impeding their progress to even getting to a level of high spirituality. Because religion and these traditions have nothing to do with spirituality. I started off the lecture saying that spirituality is nothing but energy. And energy has nothing to do with moralism. Now, I want to tell you this concept right now. If we just take the basic fundamentalistic religion and say that we're going to heaven, then that means that in order to share in heaven, once you make it to heaven, you will no longer be a mortal. And if you're no longer a mortal, which means you will no longer have a physical body. That's what even the Christians say. Right. This carnal flesh. Then if you are not in a physical body and you are not a mortal, you have to be what? Spirit. Spirit, or what we call a God. Jesus is spirit. God is spirit. All right. We're talking end results here now. We're trying to get to heaven. Okay? We're trying to get to heaven. Now, if the end result to get to heaven, that we're not going to be human, why is not being human frowned upon? Now let me go into this. The asinine lunacy that I am suggesting a person to do outside of respectable moral laws has something to do with being immortal. If you suggest that I want to be like Jesus, and I would think that the person that I'm going to follow, if I'm going to be with, either I'm going to follow him or I'm going to try to be like him. I'm going to be Christ-like. Well, he wouldn't be fitting a human. Because he's not human. I don't want to follow a human. I don't want to be restricted by the laws of the physical body. So in order not to be restricted by the laws of the physical body, that means that I cannot doggone pander to the taboos and the laws that say I'm supposed to be obedient as a human if I'm trying to be a God.
Child, why is it every mother time I go to log on to Beyonce's mother internet, it is never nothing to, it's never nothing good to support. Y'all peep this shit. I don't know if y'all heard about what happened in Toronto, Canada, but there was another damn plane crash that happened. I think like 18 were wounded, and three of them are in critical condition, in which one of them is a child. So we are going to be praying for those that are injured, and thank God nobody died. There was no fatality. By the grace of God, thank you, Jesus, that happened. But at the exact same time, this mother shit that's been happening with these goddamn airplanes has really made me rethink my idea about being outside this year. Like, I really thought about being outside this year. I have been inside just working. I say, you know what, dog? I'm going to be outside this year, right? Okay. Then I started seeing all of these plane crashes happening left and right. Y'all know that goddamn song, Natalie Nunn, that song by Natalie Nunn. Bitch, we outside tonight, baddies. At the rate these planes are going and the issues that these airports or whatever the you call them are happening, it seemed to me it's about to be like, bitch, I'm inside tonight. Hell no. Bitch, I'm inside tonight. Bitch, I'm inside tonight. Fuck that. Bitch, I'm inside tonight. That's that bullshit. Cause I like, ain't no way. Ain't no my plans is just ruined this year. Like, gone.
Shout out to Minnie, man. She wished me a happy birthday. And I appreciate her. Legend. She said I'm a legend with this. I don't really look at it like that. I try to stay humble with it, but I appreciate the compliment. For real, for real. Classic work. Shout out to Canada, man. I didn't know y'all had one of them. I didn't know y'all had, I'm not going to repeat the word for YouTube's guidelines. I didn't know y'all had that happen. So prayers. Glad nobody was hurt too bad. I know that shit hurt, but you get what I mean? Like, no casualties. I think it's a fear thing. I think this is a fear tactic they're using to keep us grounded and not fleeing and leaving. That's what I think. Too many of the employees is trying to get up out of their outside of the company, and they don't like that. They're like, nah, y'all not gonna, nah, come on, bro. Nah, we gotta get y'all. Y'all either gonna work here forever or y'all ain't never leaving. That's how I feel like they've been trying to do. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it's a reach. This is YouTube's. This for YouTube's guidelines for entertainment purposes. Spam up your thoughts and opinions. But y'all know we made it to the end of this. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate y'all, man. Even if you're watching on your TV and you haven't subbed up, I appreciate you as well. I hope you're having a smooth 7. But until I see y'all in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my count. Sheesh, at the amount.